I think it's especially fun to make cute kawaii versions of massive animals. I mean, how cute would a little pocket-sized whale be? Hello, my friends, and welcome back to Candy Hearts Art. I'm Candy, and I'm so glad you're here with me today. Now, I've mentioned before that Summer and I are not exactly besties, but I did grow up on the East Coast, in Boston to be exact. And like it or not, the beach was unavoidably the official summer backdrop. Let me tell you, I definitely wasn't the type to lay around tanning like a rotisserie chicken. Forgive me, sun worshippers, I know that's your thing and I love that for you. But you could usually find me scouring the shoreline for perfect shells like they were precious treasure. I've lived in northern Colorado for about 10 years now, and I haven't been back east in far too long. Basically, traveling is really freaking expensive and has just not fit into my budget. So needless to say, I haven't seen an ocean beach in a really long time. So when my neighbors asked me to cat sit while they traveled to Maine, I saw an opportunity to present them with a humble request. I asked them to bring me back a shell, any shell, from whatever beach they happened to visit. And being the awesome neighbors and absolute rock stars that they are, they didn't just bring me back one shell. Oh no, they brought me back an entire gallon-sized plastic baggie full of shells fresh from a Maine beach. And when I opened the bag of shells, I could smell the ocean and the beach on them. I was instantly transported back to beach vacations of my youth, minus the bathing suit wedgies and sand in unmentionable places. Once I gave them a good scrub down, I realized I had over 30 beautiful seashells, mostly big honking quahog shells, and I knew I had to figure out something awesome to do with them. So today I'm trading in my usual canvases for treasures from the ocean and seeing if I can make these natural beauties even prettier. So go grab a snack, get cozy, and come watch me make a beautiful mess with a shell of a lot of love. Okay, my friends, let's get started painting these gorgeous shells. What I have here are 5 quahog shells, which are basically big clams, and they are scrubbed clean and ready to paint on. Except first, I'm going to put a layer of clear gesso on them just to give my paint something to stick to. And here you see my first shell. I think this is the biggest shell, and I taped off a line in the middle for my horizon line because I'm going to be making a seascape. The masking tape helps me keep a crisp horizon line, which helps us visually understand that we are looking out onto the ocean and into the sky. After blending in some pale pink and blue and a little glowing yellow area for the sun, I go in and start making some clouds. It's really hard not to overdo clouds because they're so fun to play with. But I really wanted to be careful to make this story about the sunrise and the beautiful ocean and soon the waves that will be coming in. So the clouds are there to add a little bit of drama and interest, but I don't want them to steal the show. As you can see, the masking tape helped me keep a very straight horizon line, and now I'm going in and working some wave structures, starting with some soft, gentle waves in the background that build into big crashing waves that explode onto the shoreline. It's really incredible to think about how beaches take thousands of years to form. Every wave and gust of wind helps grind down rocks and minerals, carrying them from cliffs and rivers to eventually become the shoreline. It's kind of like super slow motion ocean landscaping, which is a show that probably wouldn't do well on HGTV because it would be on its 11,000th season and it would take forever. Okay, on to shell number 2. If you've been following my channel for a while, you already know that I love painting fine art pieces like still lifes and mixed media work, but I also can't resist mixing things up with cute pun-filled illustrations. And you guys, that's exactly what I'm doing here. I prepped this shell with a pale turquoise color, and now I'm going in and creating an adorable lobster. And it might seem a little bit weird to talk about eating lobsters when I'm creating an adorable little lobster that you just want to hug and kiss, but let me know in the comments below if you are a fan of lobster. I really love lobster and I wish I could afford to eat it all the time. I felt like it was appropriate to make an adorable little lobster, not just because it's a seafaring creature, but because these shells came from Maine, which is basically the biggest lobster producer in the US. Maine produces 90 to 100 million pounds of lobster every year. And honestly, that is totally clawsome. On to shell number 3. This one might be my favorite. I decided to paint a nighttime seascape on this one. So it's going to be moonlit with a dark, starry sky. Once again, I used my masking tape to make a straight horizon line. Now you see I'm going in and creating a nice full moon and some stars. There are a few clouds in there as well, but again, I didn't want the clouds to steal the show. I really wanted you to be able to see the awesome reflections on the water and really focus on the moon and the waves more than the clouds. I really love how that big wave turned out. It can be really tricky painting small. I'm using some of my tiniest brushes and it can be a challenge, but also kind of a fun challenge. I have a tendency to get too sucked into the details that nobody's ever going to notice, and when I'm painting small, it forces me to just kind of lay some paint down and move on to the next thing. Straight on to shell number 4. I've painted the background of this one a soft yellow, and as you can probably already tell, I'm painting a little whale on this one. I think it's especially fun to make cute kawaii versions of massive animals. I mean, how cute would a little pocket-sized whale be? Did you know blue whales have a heart the size of a small car, and their tongues weigh as much as a small elephant? Can you imagine having to brush that thing? I absolutely love my cute little whale and his sweet little message, reminding us all to relax and take a deep breath because everything will be okay. And now I'm on my 5th and final shell, and if you're still with me, give yourself a round of applause for having a really great attention span. And you guys, I totally get it. Technology has completely ruined my attention span too. But now as a content creator, it really gets me when I work really hard on a video and people don't stick around. So if you're still here, I just want to thank you again. And now for some super satisfying tape peeling, revealing a crisp, clean horizon line. And at this point, I think it's fairly obvious that I'm making another seascape. So I'm going in and filling in the water, adding the dazzling highlights. And actually, this shell is going to be a birthday gift for my neighbor who brought me all of these shells. Did you know that shells were once literally money? In parts of Africa, Asia, and the Pacific, people used cowrie shells as currency. So I guess that means picking up shells is technically treasure hunting. You're just a few thousand years late to the exchange rate. Man, if all the shells I collected as a kid counted, I would be a millionaire right now. I would totally be ballin' and making it rain and probably all kinds of other outdated phrases for being super freaking rich, but I wouldn't care because I would be super freaking rich, guys. Ah well, easy come, easy go. As you can see, I've added a cool little sailboat to this one, which I thought was really fun. It's sailing off into the sunset. And now I'm finishing up with adding details to these little red flowers. And now it's time for the big reveal. Here are all 5 of my painted quahog shells. I really love how these turned out. I loved switching it up with the cute lobster and whale. I haven't done a lot of landscapes lately, and doing these seascapes really reminded me how much I love doing landscapes and seascapes, and I hope to do more of them. It's pretty fun to paint on different surfaces. I've painted on rocks and now shells. What can I paint on next? Hey guys, I wanted to take a minute to sincerely thank you for sticking with me. I know that my lighting and video quality aren't always stellar, but I'm learning a little bit more every single day, and I truly appreciate all of you, every single one of you, and all of your support. Thanks for coming on this shell of an adventure with me today. I hope you had fun. I hope you had a chance to relax, and I hope you'll come see me again real soon. If you did have fun, please be sure to hit that like and subscribe button if you haven't already on your way out. Okay, until next time, take care. Bye.